Hey everybody, Susan here with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. I have a Stampin' Show and Tell for you today, and today we are playing with the Timeless Tropical Stamp Set. We're going to make this fun, rest and relax, you deserve it card, kind of in the theme of retirement. I recently have quite a few people in my circle of friends who are approaching that retirement time, and so I thought, well, let's do some cards. So we're actually going to be using the Magnolia Lane Memories and More large specialty envelopes and cards for our card base. I kind of thought that this fun craft card and envelope would be fun with this paper that comes with the Tropical Oasis bundle. So as you can see underneath all these other layers, that is the base. Now these come with liners that are stamped with this fun pattern to go inside your envelope, which coordinate with the Magnolia Lane. We're just going to flip it over and stamp our own on that so that it matches our card. So let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, we're going to be using the Magnolia Lane oversized envelopes and cards. So I'm simply going to start by putting a 4x6 sheet of sample of the DSP from Tropical Oasis onto the front of my card. So these cards are 4 1/4 by 6 1/2, so they are a tad bit oversized. You could cut them down if you wanted to, but a 4x6 piece of DSP fits perfectly on there and is just framed by that craft color. So it's a great way to use our 12x12 DSP, cut it down to 4x6 samplers, and then you're good to go. So that's that. Okay, now I'll have a liner. We are going to cut this pineapple, so these fun dies come with the coordinating set. So I'm going to cut this one out of Old Olive, and I'm going to cut this one out of Pineapple Punch, obviously. What else would you cut a pineapple out of? So let me bring the Big Shot in, and we'll cut these two dies. Move my paper so I don't put a footprint on there, right? Alright, so now, as you can see, I have a piece of wax paper here. Sometimes when I'm doing intricate dies, I still use that layer of wax paper between them. So our dies have improved over the years. Maybe it's an old habit that dies hard with me, but I find sometimes it's easier to get the die and paper to come apart, and I have less trouble with those little tabs. So I'm going to run it through. Just because sometimes I do, I'm going to run it back through a second time, just to really make sure it's cut. Alright, so let's give it a peek. Yep, that one's popping right out, so there's my pineapple. And here's my green. Perfect. No trouble. Alright, let me move this guy off the table. Okay, so now we're just going to separate our layers. See how easy that was? You just pull right apart. I'm just going to pull that layer of wax paper off. Now, this piece here, looks like we have a little tiny piece of card stuck in there. It's alright. This piece here has perforated leaves that you can bend up to kind of give your pineapple a 3D effect without having to add lots of layer. So just reach in there and just kind of fold up the petals. That's kind of fun. And then this one I'm going to use my brush on, I think. Let's give that a quick brush. Usually I leave the die on it, but I'll be gentle. Just kind of loosen up all those little paper pieces. Need some fun confetti? This is a great way to get it. Make a bunch of these cards and you'll be all set with fun confetti. Alright, let's see. Get them all out. Just about 1 or 2 stubborn ones. If you really end up with a stubborn piece that won't kind of work its way out, you can use your piercing tool, and that works just fine, just to kind of get that last little bit out. Alright, so we've got our pineapple and our pineapple leaves. So let's bring our card back in. So I'm just going to build the pineapple up here on my card. So I decided to use glue dots on my green, and I think Yes, good. Mini dimensionals for my pineapple. So I'm just going to flip over this, and I'm going to open up my glue dots, and I'm just going to find a big flat piece and just stick the glue dot on there, a couple of different places. Now you could put dimensionals on the back of all of it, but I kind of wanted it to have different height on the card, so I didn't want it all on dimensionals. So you know me, it's your card. You make it any way you want to. Alright, so there's my leaves. So I'm just going to put that about there. Tack that down. So now I'm going to flip this over, and there's a couple of bigger sections on the back of this pineapple, so if you're strategic, you can get some of these mini dimensionals on there without them showing through. Let's peel off those backers. And just give it a check. Look at it this side. If you see it, you kind of squish them, but for the most part they're hidden. Alright, so my pineapple goes on. Okay, that's easy enough. Now I am going to use a piece of this fun linen thread. I'm going to use about 4 inches. So let's see, about 4 inches off that. I'm going to trim up the end just a little. Then I'm going to bring these glue dots back in, and I'm going to put one in the middle. I'm going to fold that ribbon in half. Okay, and then I'm going to make another one go there, and then I'm just going to stick this off the side of the pineapple, just like that. So just a little tiny piece of ribbon, and we've got a little bit of an embellishment there. Okay, so let's make our tag. So I'm using soft suede ink, and I'm using the Rest and Relax stamp. So I'm going to ink this up. I'm going to stamp this in the center. Okay, and that could go right on like that. However, I've decided I also want to ink up the edges just so it has a little bit of extra color. So I just tap that into my ink pad. So it's not a lot of color, it's just a little bit of dyeing of the edges. So it just gives it a little bit of extra detail. So that's going to go on dimensionals. And that's going to go on the front of my card, and I'm just going to overlap where that little ribbon comes out. So there's the face of our card. That wasn't too hard, was it? Okay, so now for the inside, we're going to line it. If I can get my piece here. And what I did on the inside was I'm going to stamp first the sentiment, "Our friendship is timeless." I'll move this down here, and I'm putting it at the bottom because I kind of thought this is a nice long note card. So you might have a long message, and this way our little sentiment can go at the bottom. And then I'm just going to stamp our pineapple kind of off to the side. And then as a second thought, I also have the stamp set Onto Adventure, which is a whole retirement set, but it's got this happy retirement in there. So I'm going to borrow that stamp as well. So if it really was a retirement stamp, and I can add that to the inside, easy peasy. And I'm just going to add some snail, put this inside. And there's our card. So, fun, fun, fun. Alright, so now for our envelope. Let's stamp up the inside liner. So I've taken the leaf and the hello stamp, put them on one block, and I have the pineapple that I used on the card already. And I'm just going to use the So Saffron ink. So very monochromatic here, and I'm just going to randomly stamp. I'm going to flip this so the hello is kind of going in different directions. So it's not all completely uniform. Another one right there. So just kind of fill it in, and then I'm going to come in with my pineapple, kind of every which way. Add some pineapples there. Just kind of a fun liner. And then to add my liner to my card, I'm going to slip it in. Okay, I want it to be about there. Then I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to crease it with my bone folder. I'm gonna open this up and I'm just going to add adhesive to this part here. Fold my envelope back down. Now my envelope is lined for my card, and I'm going to add that pineapple to the front. So, there we go. Alright, so, like I said, this is from the Timeless Tropical Suite. Here's our fun card with our fun paper and dies. And if you need any of the details, hop over to the blog. You know, I've got my list of products, and you can get the instructions for the card over there. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I always like to hear that you guys like what I'm doing. So, have a great day, do some fun stamping, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.